Hello, today I'm sharing my most complimented things. These are things I'm complimented on or asked about the most in person from friends, acquaintances, and strangers. I have makeup, fragrance, body and home, clothing, accessories, a little bit of everything to share with you today. I was tagged by my very good friend Risa from Risa Does Makeup to do this video. What a great idea. Tag videos were everywhere several years ago and then they kind of went away. I'm not sure why, because it seems like people really enjoyed making them and watching them. You can learn a lot about someone from a tag video and find some really great hidden gems too, and I love this idea that she came up with. You may have seen me talk about some of these products here on my channel before, but there are definitely some things in this video that I have not shared. If you're watching this video and you create content, I'm tagging you. I want to watch your video and see what you get the most compliments on. So be sure and @ me in your description box so I'm notified when you upload and I can watch your video. I'll have Risa's video linked for you down below in my description box along with everything I'm sharing and wearing today, and I'll have as many products as possible linked through the YouTube shopping icons too. Now, just like Risa did, I'm going to start with fragrance, and also because it's something that many of us can identify getting unsolicited compliments on. So I'm going to start with my most surprising compliment getter, which is Jo Malone, Honeysuckle, and Divana. Honeysuckle is not a fragrance note I have ever gravitated towards. It's actually one I don't typically like. I somehow ended up with a deluxe travel size, maybe even the 1 ounce bottle of Honeysuckle and Divana, and I was sort of surprised when I sprayed it on. It's not an overwhelming honeysuckle scent. I almost said flavor like I thought it was going to be. It's sweet, green, floral, and fresh all at the same time. To me, what could be an overly sweet, heavy honeysuckle note is cut by the green notes of the Divana and Moss, and it just works. And every single time I wear this, I get complimented on it. I went through that deluxe size bottle, whatever size it was, I can't remember, and ended up purchasing a full size bottle. I'd say I get moderate projection from this that lasts a couple of hours before it starts to sit closer to my skin, and it still lasts throughout the day closer to my skin. Because I have a pretty decently sized perfume collection and I rotate perfumes based on my mood, the time of year, the time of day, I don't have a signature scent. I've kind of always avoided doing that. But if I were to consider it, this would be a contender, a top contender. This is Leda 22 Oris, and I just adore it and thankfully get complimented on it almost every time I wear it. This is one of the most unique fragrances that I own that is appropriate for pretty much any time of day, any time of year. Now, I know everyone is different with their body chemistry when it comes to perfumes and how they sit on your skin and wear throughout the day. Something that smells great on me can smell horrible on you and vice versa. But for me, there's a fresh, slightly green, borderline sharp opening that dries down to something really special and soft. And on my skin, it turns into this creamy, warm, buttery, slightly soft, slightly powdery, but not overly so scent that's just chic, modern, timeless, and feminine. I get moderate projection with this and really nice wear time. Just like Jo Malone, Honeysuckle, and Divana, this is another one that I'm surprised I like and that it gets so many compliments when I wear it. This is Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow 81. I don't typically gravitate towards very sweet, fluffy, candy-like scents, but I kept hearing how great it was, so I decided to try the smaller miniature bottle. I should have gotten a big bottle. I will at some point. I think the reason why this works so well is because it has this strawberry opening, and I get more of the fluffy whipped vanilla and marshmallow on the dry down, and it just comes together and smells fluffy and creamy and girly and pretty, but not juvenile. I don't feel like I'm trying to be a teenager when I'm wearing this. It's just pretty and feminine. It smells like the bottle looks, and I get moderate projection with a long wear time. Now, I don't like any of the alien perfumes except for this one, and this one I love, and someone asks me about it every time I wear it. It's warm and sultry, and for me, it's a really great nighttime fragrance, but it's not too heavy for daytime if you enjoy this type of scent for the day. It has jasmine, vanilla, amber, a little bit of coconut, but it doesn't smell like a beachy fragrance to me. It's a creamy, sultry white floral that's warm and sexy and could be great for any time. I just happen to really like this for nighttime, but it gets a lot of compliments. And I would say this gives moderate projection with a really nice wear time too. Okay, before moving on to makeup, clothing, accessories, things like that, and because we're talking about fragrance, I have to tell you about the few home fragrances that get me compliments every time someone walks in the door, it seems like. Now, you've heard me, if you've been subscribed to my channel, talk about Nest Moroccan Amber many, many times throughout the years. I've had more people go buy it after leaving our house because they love the way our home smells. If I had to say our home had a signature scent, this would be it. Now, don't be thrown off by how it smells in the jar. I don't think it smells good in the jar. It's not until it's dispersed throughout a room that you really get a sense of what it smells like. It's cozy, it's comforting, it's great for any time of year. And they do have candles and reed diffusers, and I believe Pura inserts too if you have a Pura plug-in diffuser. So that's my most consistently burned year-round candle that gets compliments constantly. Now, when spring and summer hit, I typically like to lighten things up with something that evokes the beach, is a little bit crisper, maybe has some citrus vibes. I have been reaching for Amalfi Lemon and Mint, which I just discovered a couple of months ago. Every single time someone walks in the house, they say something about how good and nice and fresh the house smells, and they ask what it is. It's this candle. It's beachy, but it doesn't smell like coconut or like sunscreen. It's got citrus in there. It's just the perfect blend of beachy combined with citrus. It is a beautiful scent that is getting a lot of compliments. I just repurchased a second candle. I may be burning this all summer long. I enjoy them myself, but people ask about them and go out and buy them after they leave our home. I mean, that's a big compliment. These are lip products and a lip combo that I am complimented on and get asked about a lot when I wear them. Now, the lip I had on in this video up until this point, I did swap it out, and in the thumbnail for this video is MAC Luster Glass in Sea Sheer. For some reason, I reserved this mostly for spring and summer. I think because to me, I get some coral vibes from it. It's described as a grapefruit pink. I have been stopped by strangers to ask me what's on my lips when I've been wearing this. I think the reason why I get asked about this so much is because it doesn't necessarily read as a typical grapefruit pink or a typical pink, and it's not quite red either, but it packs a punch without being intimidating. I probably should pull it out more, actually. This is my second tube though. I purchased it the first time years ago, and it is one of those lipsticks that I am just consistently asked about when I wear it. When you look up the description of the Luster Glass formula, you'll see it's described as a silky sheer formula, and you can wear this sheer if you want, but it builds up to have nice opacity. I applied it and then ate lunch before filming today, and you can see how much was still left on my lips. It kind of wears down to a semi-matte stain-like finish that you can layer over, and it stays comfortable. There are nice ingredients in here. It's a really, really nice formula and a nice shade. Let's go ahead and talk about the lip combo I'm wearing before we get into my most complimented and asked about lip gloss that I still can't get over. So I start with a peachy pink nude, which has varied throughout the years, but lately it's been mostly Charlotte Tilbury Icon Baby, which is swatched right here. The Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat liners are great to slightly overline with because they have nice pigmentation, they last a long time, and they glide on beautifully. Because they're creamy, they're also great to fill in your lips to help your lip products last longer. And they last a long time and don't dry your lips out in the process. And this shade is just really nice for this type of look. Now, the lipstick has stayed the same for this look. It is one of the creamy, comfortable Charlotte Tilbury formulas. This is Dance Floor Princess, which is what's swatched here. Just a beigey pink nude that I think is cut with a little bit of peach, so it's not so pinky. Now this look is very flattering on its own. I have been complimented on just this, the lip liner and lipstick by themselves, but there's a reason why I have these glosses swatched. When I add just a little bit of gloss, I tend to always get asked what I'm wearing. I think it adds just that touch of something, a little bit of juiciness and fullness. Now the gloss varies depending on my mood, depending what's nearby. It's also usually some type of pink or peachy pink. Sometimes it's lighter, sometimes it's deeper, sometimes pinker, sometimes more peachy. It just depends. What you're seeing here is Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Moon, and I changed it out before filming this segment to the Bobbi Brown gloss in the Buff, which is here, which is a little bit warmer and slightly deeper. I love this type of look for every day, and I get complimented no matter what gloss I wear. I just wanted to give you some more options and share some of the ones that I typically reach for. So this one right here is Tower 28 in Pistachio. The light is really reflecting on these glosses. Okay, so these two right here that we haven't talked about yet are both from Buxom. This one, the light one, is White Russian, and the slightly deeper one is Whitney. So these are just examples of what to layer to get this kind of lip combo, but I do get compliments on it or asked about it almost every time I wear it. I wiped off my lip combo and applied my most complimented, most asked about lip gloss with nothing underneath it. This is full opacity and the glass-like sheen is just incredible. I've had more people stop me and ask about this gloss when I've been wearing it and go buy it after I tell them what it is. Last time I checked, this was $3. This is Wet n Wild Mega Slicks Lip Gloss in Bronzed Berry. Now I do have this formula in other shades, but there's something about this pinky peachy bronze shade that just does it for me. I think it kind of reminds me of MAC Plastique lipstick from way back in the day. Did you have that shade? If you did, let me know in the comments down below. I loved it and went through tubes of it. It's been discontinued for the longest time. I think this is my third or fourth tube of this shade. I've turned so many people onto it, and it's not just about the shade. It's creamy and comfortable. It feels like a high-end lip gloss, and I almost have a really hard time describing the finish because I want to say it's metallic, but it's softer than that. There's no shimmer or sparkle. It's just this silky, glassy sheen. I could go on and on, but this hands down is my most complimented gloss, and it is less than, or it was last time I checked, less than $5. My neighbors started doing yard work right outside my window. We are gonna have to power through. Normally I would pause for a little bit, but evening hours are upon us, so we're just gonna roll with it. So out of all the eyeshadow palettes I own, all of the single eye products, my most asked about, most complimented in person and online product is Armani Eye Tint in Cold Copper. Now the last time I talked about this, a month or so ago, it finally came back in stock and was in stock when I filmed and was already back out of stock by the time the video went live. It's back in stock, which I am very happy to see. This is what's on my eyes right now. Here it is swatched. It's just this beautiful taupey, flattering shade with this beautiful sheen. My eyelids are not perfectly smooth. I mean, I'm turning 50 soon, and this is just so flattering on my eyelids. I love the shape of the wand. It hits the corners really nicely. I swipe it over my lids up to the crease and then blend out the edges with my finger. I can apply this and be done within about 30 seconds. And it looks like I spent so much more time on my makeup than I did. Now I'm wearing it today with this navy blue eyeliner from Laura Mercier, which I swatched next to it. This is Blue Marine. This is another product that I get tons of compliments on when I wear it. I very rarely wear any other shade of eyeliner other than black or brown or gray, but this type of navy is very wearable. It sort of reads as a neutral and adds just a punch of something, I guess, but I do get asked about it and complimented on it when I wear it, so I wanted to just briefly mention that too. We have to talk about blush. I'm a blush lover, but just because I love it doesn't mean anyone's specifically asked me what blush I'm wearing or told me my cheeks look good that day or something. But I've noticed on days when I've gotten compliments on my makeup or someone has told me I look refreshed or really extra pretty that day, that the shade of blush that I've been wearing has been peachy pink or peachy. Those are the shades I'm wearing when I get the most compliments or or just get asked about my makeup in general. So today I applied 2 different shades of blushes on each cheek. I'm not sure if you could tell that before I told you or not. Actually, I have 3 shades of blush on because I started with a Tarte Man-Eater Blush and Glow in Peachy Pink. That is this swatch here. I applied it over my powder before filming, and I love that this gives a nice sheen with the pigment without any glitter or glimmer, and it lasts all day. And I applied 2 of my favorite peachy pink shades that I reach for regularly on each cheek. We have Too Faced Golden Hour on this cheek and Haus Labs Pomelo Peach on this cheek, both of which I've mentioned several times on this channel. We have Too Faced Golden Hour here and Pomelo Peach from Haus Labs here. They look very different on swatch. This one is more peachy pink while this one is more straight up peach, but they're both very brightening and pretty, which can be very flattering depending on your skin tone, of course, but these just work really well for me. And I really need to be reaching for these types of shades more, apparently. Now, the reason why I wore this hairstyle for this video, even though I don't think this is my best example of a wavy hair day because it's so hot, steamy, and humid, it's not even cooling off up here as I'm filming, I keep sweating, is because I get compliments every single time in my comment sections and in person when I wear my hair wavy like this. I think because it's supposed to look more undone and natural, just kind of tousled, this is the tool that gives me these waves. And it's the easiest thing to do. It doesn't matter if my hair is already straight before or if I just let it dry naturally. I spray a little bit of dry shampoo to give it some grip and some hold and just crimp my hair in sections. But that's it. It's supposed to look tousled, beachy, undone, imperfect. This is my rainy day hair. It works beautifully because straight hair and nice curled hair just wouldn't do. It's fast, easy, and it always gets compliments. Let's go ahead and talk about some jewelry and some accessories before we get into some fashion that's pretty flattering that I get compliments on pretty much every time I wear them. So the earrings that I have on that kind of blend in with my hair, I get asked about almost every time I wear them. I do have 3 pairs of these in different stones. One of the stones has been discontinued, so I didn't bring them up here, but this one is fairly new for summertime. It's kind of ocean blue, and then this one kind of goes with anything you want to wear. And I love that you can wear these casually or dress them up, but I do get asked about these all the time, where I got them, what brand they are, and same for these drop earrings. Every single time I wear one of these chain necklaces with the bigger stones, they have a few versions of this, I get asked about it or I get told how pretty my necklace is. I wore this in a recent video with these spiral earrings. I have worn these a couple times. They're fairly new to me, but each time I've worn them, compliments. And these pearl earrings, there's something just so unique about them that garners compliments and questions every time, along with these everyday drop earrings. It's something different than a hoop, I guess, that's great to wear with anything, great for every day. So those are just the jewelry pieces that I'm complimented the most on, that thankfully are all excellent quality, so I have no qualms recommending them. I do have a discount code that lives in my description boxes for Dean Davidson. It's good for your first purchase, so be sure and use that if you're purchasing from them for the first time. Now, I wore this jean jacket in today's video for a reason. This is a piece that I am complimented on or asked about so much when I wear it, or when I wear it, people tell me that they need to get one because you can pair it with so many things. It's just a useful classic piece, and I'm like, yes, it is. Now, you can't get the one that I'm wearing anymore because this is my vintage Gap jean jacket that I've had since the 90s. I held on to it that long, and I've worn it on and off throughout the years because this is a piece that just never goes out of style. So I'll link some similar options down below because they are still widely available, as they should be. I mean, I wear this with white jeans, I wear it over dresses, paired with a skirt and a top. I mean, the options are endless and the compliments abundant. My style is pretty casual overall. I work from home and the vibe here in New Orleans is pretty laid back. It's pretty casual. So unless we have some kind of an event or something going on, I'm dressed pretty casually. So I am going to get into a couple of dresses that have garnered a lot of compliments before getting into some casual things that also get compliments. The first is a brand. I didn't even realize these dresses that were getting a lot of compliments were from the same brand because I had ordered them from Dillard's and Nordstrom at random times. I'll try and find pictures of the exact ones that I have. I'm not sure if they're still available, but the overall silhouettes from this brand tend to be very flattering, and I've just been really impressed. I get compliments every time I wear the dresses. I feel good in them, and I would say the dresses I've worn anyway sort of give off a softer Farm Rio vibe with a much better price tag. They're not trying to be a Farm Rio, but they kind of are along that same vein. And I mean, hey, if I'm getting the compliments anyway and I don't have to spend the money, I'm all for it. My second dress is this best-selling style from Anthropologie. I have short versions, I have long versions, and they all look different because you can get them in solids, you can get them in prints, and I do have both solids and prints. Before I tried it for the first time, I wasn't sure if it was going to be flattering on a fuller bust, and I find that it is. I get compliments every single time I wear this dress style, and it's perfect for any occasion. This is such a bestseller for them that they do seasonal textures, fabrics, prints. They have jumpsuits and rompers now. I think they even have shorts, pants and skirts. It's a popular style, and I get compliments on it or get asked about it. I guess if you know, you know, but these are compliment getters. I've always had a hard time with rompers and jumpsuits because of my long torso. A lot of them are too short-waisted. They just don't work well. But Athleta's Avenue romper works so well for me, and every time I wear one of them, because I do have two, I have it in navy and black, I get compliments or I get asked where I got it from. It seems like such a basic piece, but I think because the fabric is nice and light and thin, but substantial at the same time, it's not see-through or anything like that, and the fit is just right. I don't know, it gets compliments. I have my navy one in small and the black one in medium because I just wanted a kind of a looser fit. I would say if you're eyeing this up to go ahead and get it while you can. I don't know how long these are going to be around because Athleta is revamping their entire brand and they have discontinued a lot of things. It's comfy, it's easy, and it is a jumpsuit that is not hard to get on and get off, which is really important. How long have I been telling you about these horizontal ribbed sweatshirts with the zippers on the side? I have, what, 3, 4 of them now in different colors. And every time I walk out the door in one of them, somebody asks me where I got it because they're different than anything you see in stores and the quality is good. And every time I tell someone that I got them from Amazon, they are always surprised. I mean, I know you can get good quality on Amazon, but they seem like they're just higher quality. They're not too thick, they're not too thin. This is such a basic staple item that I reach for and wear regularly that gets a ridiculous amount of compliments. That's not too expensive, especially for as much as I wear it. It had to be in this video. So this was just a fun casual video. Thank you to Risa for creating this tag. Again, if you make videos, I'm tagging you. I want to see what you get complimented on. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.